Hi, my name's Donovan Cooke. I'm Executive Chef of the Atlantic Restaurant at the Crown. Today I'm going to show you how to fillet a fish. If you follow my easy tips, you too can fillet a fish like a pro. Okay, today we're going to fillet a salmon. When you pick a salmon up, you pick it up by the eyes and hold its tail. This is a New Zealand king salmon. First thing we do is we cut an incision behind the fin towards the head. We turn the fish over again, repeat the process. Salmon is a very soft fish, so we have to treat it differently to any other fish, because if we treat it badly, we'll bruise it. That's why we don't scale the fish before we fillet it. So you take your knife, preferably a knife like this one, which is not flexible, it's hard, it's sharp, and it's quite heavy. You make your first incision down the back. Glide your knife in one easy cut all the way down to the tail. So once you've made your first incision, take your knife down to the backbone, running it all the way down, making sure that the fish stays there and you move around the fish. Take the next incision all the way down and take it off like that. Hold the fish up like this, take your knife, run it down the rib cage, and off comes your fillet. Holding it with two hands. So salmon's very soft flesh. This is the only fish you fillet like this. And down to the tail. Take our knife again, long flowing movement, all the way to the backbone. Lift it up to see what you're doing. And again, go underneath the bone. Down to the rib cage, cut, holding the tail up, run your knife along the bone. Now we're going to clean it up, ready to pin bone. So we take our knife, long incision, one straight move, that way you don't get any jagged edges. Again, repeat the process. To remove the rib cage, slide the knife, repeat the process to do the fillet. To remove the pin bones, you need a little gadget like this, which will take all the pin bones. When pin boning, you need to remove the pin bones towards the head, otherwise you'll tear the flesh. So you need to pull firmly, but not too firmly, or else you'll tear and rip the beautiful soft flesh. So remove the pin bones. If you don't remove these, you get a little surprise. So last thing you need to do in a mouthful, you'll have a mouthful of bones. So it's very, very important you get all of the bone out. So you know where the bones are, you just run your fingers over the flesh towards the tail, which will expose the bones. But for this particular salmon, we're going to cook it olive oil confit style. So we want perfect pieces which look like blocks of gold. So we trim the skin off in a different way. So we block it off into blocks, skin on, put to one side, repeat the process. We only use the centre cut of the salmon in the restaurant for the main courses. The tail and only of the offcuts we'll use for things like tartare or ceviche or things like that. But as far as the main course goes, we only use the centre cut, which has got the skin on still, so I'll show you now how to cut yourself a perfect block of gold. Take your knife, and where the pin bones were, just one side of the bones, take your knife, glide around, repeat the process on the other side. At home, you don't need to do this to remove the black meat. But in the restaurant, it's all about the presentation as well as the flavour. So after all that pain and effort, you end up with a perfect block of gold, just like that. which will cook at 50 degrees in olive oil, and then it becomes one of the restaurant's signature dishes. So once we've gone through all the pain of filleting and pin boning and portioning, we've got our perfect piece of gold there. So what we're going to do now, we're going to cook it in this gadget here, which is called a thermocirculator. So we're going to confit our salmon for 11 minutes. We season it with salt, no pepper, and we place it into our thermocirculator, skin side up, because that's the presentation. If you're not fortunate enough to have a thermocirculator at home, you can achieve the same thing by having a bain-marie, which is a water bath. Then you put another pan with olive oil. You use a thermometer to get the temperature to 50 degrees, regulated by up or down the gas or up and down the electric to get to a constant 50 degrees. It takes 11 minutes to cook. We rest it for 5 minutes and then we put it back in for another 4 minutes. This is one of the restaurant signature dishes. So what we're going to do now is we're going to plate the dish. The salmon's cooked. I'll just go over to the thermocirculator, take it out. I've got my vegetables and sauce all ready to go. Heirloom carrots, baby vegetables and asparagus. There's our beautiful salmon, which has been cooked for 12 minutes at 50 degrees. Take a spoon, we'll start to dress the plate. We'll take some of our carrots, just arrange them neatly. These vegetables have been cooked in an emulsion of olive oil and chicken stock. So I don't actually add any salt to these vegetables because by the time you've reduced the chicken stock down, there's enough natural salt from the chicken stock. Take our sauce, which is actually chicken stock, which has been reduced down, and then added more bones and then cooked again. So it becomes a double chicken stock. Drizzle that around, lots of beautiful fresh herbs. Take our salmon. So here we go. This is olive oil confit salmon that I've been working on for 20 years with heirloom baby vegetables, double chicken stock flavoured with herbs, and this is what we're serving in the restaurant today.